Shalom. All right, I want to give all praises unto Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah, Waharakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, those who rule well and who taught me this truth. Salutations to the brothers stiffly pushing this one truth out there. And shalom to the rest of the one-third remnant of men, women, and children who are seeking salvation at the hands of Yahweh Shah as we await this second Exodus. This is your brother M.O.B Major. All right, and yeah, man, I'm back at you again with another lesson. A brief in transit. Just man, showing touching on the just the update of these prophecies, man. Just to update on these prophecies, man, because it's a lot going on. Okay, it's a lot going on, man. And as you see in front of you, I got this guy, this Edomite, Klaus Schwab, or however you say his name, Klaus Schwab, man. Of the World Economic Forum. All right, that says the pandemic represents a rare window, or a rare but narrow window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world, man. Now, as you see by the title, okay, yeah, this lesson will ultimately be touching on the fact how these different biometric systems, man, and biometric IDs that these different nations are adopting is leading right into that I'm gonna call it the 1928, man. All right, that 1928, okay, because when you go into our law, okay, Leviticus 1928, man, tells you not to get any incisions, in your flesh, okay. So that's what I'm gonna call it, man. And you brothers and sisters know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, but understand, man, these different biometric systems, okay. So I have a video I'm gonna play for you. All right, and these biometric IDs, man, it's taking place over in Iran, okay. And different nations around the world, man, are leading right to that 1928, okay, directly to it, man. Like, and they're going out on several news media outlets, talking about how they've created the 1928, okay, how it's it could be the future of payment, okay, and all these things, man, that ultimately Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah has been warning you about through, all right, the men of the Lord, all right, starting at Great Millstone on down, man, because nobody else is talking about it, okay? Nobody else is talking about it, man. None of the other camps, all right, talk about it, okay? They, more than likely paid off, okay? None of these Hebrew Israelite groups do not talk about the 1928, okay? They don't go into it, man. But guess what? The Most High tells you that none of his prophecies would fail. Okay? He tells you that none of his prophecies would fail, man. And we're living in those times, man, where you are seeing these things come to pass. Okay? It's crazy how evident now, their footprints are. Okay? Meaning it's crazy how, we are seeing what one thing leads to the next, which leads to the next, which leads to the next, man. And it's crazy how the Most High is painting that picture so beautifully. Okay? And it all started, with the Vanessa, okay? And then it, went to having those different Vanessa passports, right? First the passports was physical, okay? Then the passports became digital, right? You see that? And then then like Israel, different places, man, start creating different bracelets, right, that held the passport. And now, man, you fast forward, now it's to the point to where I'm gonna play these videos, man, where they're adopting biometric IDs and systems, all right, to ultimately regulate, or ultimately to be used in order to get food, okay, to be used in order to get food, man, goods, okay. And then you're going to see that in this video I'll play, right? So what does that remind you of, man? The prophecy, okay? Revelations 13 and 16. And that no man might be able to buy nor sell, all right, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. You see that? So you see, man, as these devils tell you, all right, they tell you themselves, okay? The pandemic represents a rare but narrow window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world, man. And anybody with eyes to see can see that this NWO, man, is underway, fully underway, man. fully underway. Okay, ultimately they're transitioning into the next step of that. Okay, so these different biometric systems and IDs. Okay, so what I want to do real quick, grab a preset. But I want to look up this. You just go into the word biometric, man. Biometric, it says relating to or involving the application of statistical analysis to biological data. Okay, ultimately deal with you. Okay, they deal with you, man, in your body. Okay, the human body, man. Because when you look into this whole great reset, man, this is ultimately, in other words, the fourth industrial revolution. Okay, when you do research on the fourth industrial revolution, these devils tell you, man, that it ultimately goes into the transformation of you. Okay, the transformation of you, man. And that's when you get into that whole AI technology, the metaverse, the Internet of Things, the blockchain systems. All right, and the main icing on the cake, that 1928. Okay, why? Because that goes inside of you, man. You're making an incision in your flesh, putting that mark inside of you, man, and that is ultimately, what the fourth industrial revolution is about. Okay, merging man with machine. Okay, and with that, man, they have all of your, which this God, this Edomite in front of you, man, is about to tell you. Okay, he's gonna say it, that ultimately, you all will have implants. Okay, and he's gonna say it, man. Why? Because these are the prophecies that the Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah laid out from the beginning, all right, to play out on this earth, man. And these different elites, okay, they have the power to bring forth, their motives, man. They have the power to bring forth, their imaginations, okay? And the main thing they want to do is to get everybody to get that 1928. That's what everything's been leading up to, man. They've been gradually conditioning you, right? Even with the payment systems, man. First, you have fiat currency, you like cash. Then, they had the card introduced. And then you was able to swipe the card, tap the card, wave the card, okay, insert the chip, right? And then, man, now it's ultimately a narrative of, we need to get rid of, the physical currency, because it can spread the virus, okay? It can spread the virus, all right? You have different nations like Russia, America, okay, wherein their form of currency is crashing, it's plummeting. Matter of fact, Russia's is completely, finished because of the different sanctions that has been placed upon them. So they switched over to a digital currency, man. You see that? You also have all these nations adopting central bank digital currencies, man. Even the U.S., Biden went out just recently, man, talking about with that, whatever the last little I'm blanking on the word. The last thing he put in the legislation, man, ultimately dealt with having, the U.S. ultimately seek the advantages of having a central bank digital currency, all right? In less than fewer words, man. But you can research those things, okay? Even over here in Babylon, man, because why? This is a global thing, okay? This is a global reset, man. A global thing, okay? So let me play this video, all right? And Lord's willing, this lesson is edifying, okay? And this is Habakkuk 2, all right, in verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time," man, with these end time prophecies, okay? This thing was set, for an appointed time where all this shit will begin to happen, okay? Because this was written, thousands of years ago, all right? When Habakkuk, was back around the time of the Babylonian captivity, okay? So this was written a long time ago, man. That's all this vision, was appointed for an appointed time, meaning these end times, man. It says, "But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry," man. And ultimately, that's what I wanted to grab, because this vision is not tarrying anymore. And a matter of fact, the fact of the matter is, the Most High is just making it plain, man. For those of us, who have eyes to see and ears to hear, okay, Lord willing, we are the elect, man. The Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah has revealed these times for what they truly are unto us, man. And you even have heathen in the world who can see what's going on, to a certain degree, okay? And not spiritually, but they can still see that this world is being reset and that we are on the brink and of the precipice, all right, of economic collapse, man. in apocalyptic like times. Okay, that's why they constantly go out talking about the global food shortages. Okay, U.S. ambassador, man, so article I just seen today, all right, went out talking about how ultimately we're at a level 10 as far as her concern with the global food crisis that's going on, man. A 10 out of 10. Okay, these people are worried, man. They on edge. Okay, you got the WHO, the World Health Organization, warning of the biblical famines, man. You got, as you see in front of you, okay, Iran ultimately, are going to be food rationing, and they have these biometric IDs set up in place for people to get food, man. But ultimately, if you want to buy food at, the cheaper prices, man, you're going to have that biometric ID. You see that? This goes right into the prophecy, man. Right into it, okay? Because as the prices of all these goods and as the cost of living is skyrocketed, man, it's hard to live out here now. Okay, you got energy prices that's skyrocketed, okay, because of shortages of oil, okay, because of the war over there in Ukraine, okay. Yeah, man, Ukraine, Russia, man, were big exports of oil and food, okay, dealing with Ukraine, okay, was a big exporter of, I believe, wheat, okay, but Russia, was a big exporter of oil, man. So ultimately, Europe has not been able to get that oil from Russia, and this shit is just called, it's a global, ultimately a global catastrophe that's taking place, man. And the global, what's the word? The global, flow of goods and resources, man, and trade is hindered due to all the shit that's going on. Okay, all the different sanctions, that has been put on Russia. Okay, China and the U.S., which China is, the biggest exporter to the U.S. Okay, which they're not on good terms. You see that, man? So this is an engineered global famine, man. And things are only getting worse. Okay, they're at the point to where they're constantly warning, man, about these famines. Okay. So what do you think is about to happen, man? All hell is about to break loose, okay? All hell is about to break loose out here, man. And they have it set up to where with these rising prices, okay, those who are going to be able to get these different goods that are in scarcity for a cheaper price are going to be those who ultimately take part in this beast system, man, in this reset, okay? Let me play this video, all right, and Lord's willing, this is edifying.
My friends, welcome. The mark is here. Iran is set to be the first country to roll out a biometric digital ID needed in order to buy food. Needed in order to eat. Right? Needed in order to survive. You must go get your digital ID from the government. The same digital ID that central banks are telling us is needed in order to roll out the central bank digital currencies. The same digital ID that the World Economic Forum establishes is at the very crux of this fourth industrial revolution. Yeah, all of that. Now you need to go get your ID in order to eat. Now there's some interesting details about the way Iran is implementing this that I want to walk through today, because I think this is a bellwether for how it's going to be rolled out around the rest of the world. And make no mistake, this is food rationing based on your digital ID. Let's read down here.
You see that, man? So they're about to be full rationing, and if you don't, ultimately it's this biometric ID, man. These biometric systems is this next transition, okay? Which is directly leading into, as we continue to see in this video, the 1928, man. This will be directly what it's leading into. This will be a global thing, okay? It will be incorporated everywhere, all right? And if ultimately you don't have it, you're not going to be able to participate in society, okay? You will not be able to participate because you're not going to be able to use cash, okay, card, or any of those things real soon, man. You're not going to be able to, okay?
You're able to buy as much bread as you want, but if you want to get the subsidized prices, then you're going to need the ID. Then you'll have access to, quote, a limited amount of bread at subsidized prices. and you can keep buying the rest at market rates if you want, right? You can buy as much bread for $1 million a loaf as you want. But for the 50% of Iran that lives below the poverty line, that's not an option, right? Their only option is to go get in line and accept this mark, this digital biometric ID to which all resources are being tied. Not just bread, but...
Okay, let me grab a preset real quick, all right? Because guess what, man? Scriptures tell you about these things, all right? They told you this shit will happen, man. This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 6, okay? It says, "And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see that thou hurt not the oil and the wine." Going into this truth, okay? But it says a measure of wheat for a penny, man. So a loaf of bread, all right? 3 measures of barley for a penny. Now, understand that penny, man, in ancient times represented a day's wage, okay? A penny goes back to the word denarius, okay? Which when you read the description, it says a Roman silver coin, all right? In New Testament times, it took its name from it being equal to 10 asses, all right? Or 10 donkeys, man. So this penny here is ultimately going into representing how much you would make from a day's wage, okay? It says from the parable of the laborers in the vineyard, it would seem that a denarius was then the ordinary pay for a day's wage, okay? So understand, man, that as these prices are going up, okay, as these prices are going up because we have a shortage of food, inflation is what this is going into, man. It's going into inflation, okay? So it's going, for the cost of a loaf of bread, man, it's going to get to the point to where it's going to cost you a day's wage, man. You see that? Okay. So understand that, man, that if you want to be able to, buy these goods at these quote unquote, subsidized prices, okay, or cheaper prices, man, you're going to have to submit to their system. Okay, period. Because it's getting to the point to wherein with this hyperinflation that's taking place, man, it's going to get to the point to where the cost of bread, man, and these regular goods like eggs, okay, bread, milk, okay, water, and all this shit is just going up, man. You see it every day you go to the store, okay? At least I know I do, man. Every day I go to the damn store, the prices are going up. It's like every damn day now, okay? Not to mention gas and everything else, that are common things that we need just to survive, okay? So let me rewind it back a little bit, man, because this is prophecy, man. This is prophecy, okay? This is that vision playing out, all right? The cost of these goods, man, is going to cost you a whole fucking paycheck, okay? And if you want it to be cheaper, you're going to have to submit, okay? That's just what it is, man. So let me go ahead and play it back.
The rest of the world. And make no mistake, this is food rationing based on your digital ID. Let's read down here. You're able to buy as much bread as you want, but if you want to get the subsidized prices, then you're going to need the ID. Then you'll have access to, quote, a limited amount of bread at subsidized prices. And you can keep buying the rest at market rates if you want, right? You can buy as much bread for $1 million a loaf as you want. But for the...
You see that, man? This bread, not just bread, man. All these goods are about to skyrocket, even more so than they already are, man. And that's just, that's prophecy playing out, okay? That's why they keep warning the U.S. senators and U.S. ambassadors, the World Health Organization, okay, the UN, right? Everybody's warning about the famines, man. Everybody, okay? And global food shortages, okay? Global food insecurities, okay? Why? Because you read 2nd Ezra, 15, all right? You read through the scriptures, the Most High tells you how he is bringing famine, man. He's bringing about this famine, destruction, all right? Pestilences, okay? Oh, man, which the new big thing out now, all right, is the monkey, okay? The monkey, man, that virus, okay? Which I seen an article and they're saying the first cases has popped up over here in Babylon the Great, man. You see that? So these pestilences the Most High is sending out, okay? And all these different things, man, are going to start claiming lives in mass, okay? And you have to understand that because this vision of these end times is playing out, okay? It's playing out smooth, okay?
50% of Iran that lives below the poverty line, that's not an option, right? Their only option is to go get in line and accept this mark, this digital biometric ID, to which all resources are being tied. Not just bread, but according here, the scheme will later include all goods such as chicken, cheese, vegetable oil, and so on and so forth.
So big data.
All right, and this is that guy that I showed you right here, man. This is his Klaus Schwab, okay? Who was talking about, this pandemic represents an opportunity to reset the world. Now watch what this devil says, man. Because this is what this is what we've been warning you about, right? This is what we've been warning you about, okay? So watch what this devil says.
Tools at the service of medical and biological progress and advancing very fast. But can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains and...
We have an implant in our brains, right? Continue.
I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants, I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants, I can, and we measure...
This is the World Economic Forum, man. Let's go ahead and look up just what is the goal of the World Economic Forum? Because these elites are telling you, man, what their goal is. You see that? You see that, man? They're telling you what they're gonna do, and they're doing it. Okay. The World Economic Forum, their purpose is directly influencing global agendas and decision making. All right. It says lobbying for public-private cooperation. You see that? Their purpose is to directly influence global agendas and decision making, man. So their decision that they are making, this global agenda we've been telling you about, man, is to introduce the 1928. Okay. This is the way. This is what they're shifting the economies towards, man. That's why these nations are adopting central bank digital currencies. Okay. All right.
Because you all will have implants. I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants. I can, and we measure your brain waves, and I can immediately tell you how the people react, or I can feel how the people react to your answers. Is it imaginable?
I think that is imaginable. I think...
He said, is it imaginable, man? Now, when you go into Micah 2:1, guess what? It is. And they have the power to make their imaginations come reality, man. These these wicked, okay? This is Micah 2:1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, man. It says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. You see that? So they have the ability and the power to bring forth their global agendas, man. They have the power and the ability to do that, man. They're the current ones in the rulership of this earth right now. Okay. They are he said this is unimaginable, okay, jokingly, because he knows that is what's gonna happen, man. He knows what the agenda is. You see that? He said, is it imaginable? Yeah. It's prophetic.
I think that is imaginable. I think
prophetic, man.
Lex now back online.
Good morning, Sarah.
Now this is a trailer that went out, I believe 2019 or 2020, man, talking about getting what you see in front of you, man. Okay, I'm gonna play this trailer, man, and there are some words that are gonna flash quickly because Esau is always predictive programming people, man. Now pay attention to these words, because a few of the main words you're gonna see is the word ID, right? ID, okay. Money, okay. Business, right? And you're gonna see that the 1928 word, man, because this is what these things are leading to, man. The biometric ID and systems are leads to the 1928. You see that? All right, so let me play this.
Good morning, Sarah. I need to create a clinical profile for you, Sarah. Which is more powerful, love or hate?
I am actually an optimist, so I like to think love.
Make efforts to live a low-stress lifestyle and cultivate relationships.
Yeah? You want to throw in a boyfriend too?
This is that fourth industrial revolution type shit, man. This is that fourth industrial revolution type shit, okay? Merging man with machine, man. And the introduction of this biometric software, all right, in the 1928, okay? This is what it is, man.
If you help me, I will take care of you. You're now under my control. Go to 47 West 13th Street.
Okay, we seen the point, man. You seen those words flash across, right? Money, okay? Money, ID, man. This is because this is always gonna be tied to that 1928, right? You see the word brain, right? He just mentioned the brain one, okay? And there it is, man. There it is, okay? There it is, man. You see that? So understand, man, this is what, we've been warning you about. Because these devils, their global agenda is to introduce this. And we just seen it in that last video, man. If you go into the purpose of the World Economic Forum, that's what their whole purpose is. You see that? So understand this is coming, man. Whether you like it or not. And I believe this is the same guy that said, you will own nothing and you will be happy. Okay? This is the same Edomite that said you will own nothing and you will be happy, man. All right. So let me play this last video I have here. Let's see here.
Many have started paying for things with our phones, even watches.
One company, though, wants to take that technology to another level by implanting a chip in your hand.
Listen to this. Instead of carrying your wallet in your back pocket or your purse, a tech company wants you to keep it under your skin.
All right, so let's explain here. Wallet More is selling microchips implanted in your hand as an alternate payment. Could this be the future? Maybe.
The overseas company Wallet More is selling the microchip in parts of Europe. It's about the size of a grain of rice. It goes under the skin. It's then active.
Okay, real quick. You see that it said they're selling that 1928 in parts of Europe. Okay, understand that Sweden's have already adopted the transition into implanting that into them, man. You can do the research, okay? Many Swedens are in the process or have already received the 1928, man. And so with this, these different news, different news reports going out, man, telling you how Europe, these different nations are adopting, okay, this global transition, man. And Europe and Babylon are ultimately one and the same, man. That's NATO and the US, man. They have an alliance with each other, okay? So they talk about the same shit, man. They discuss the same shit, man. Why? Because this is a global agenda, man. And all these elites are moving forward with this together, okay? So you got to understand, man. They're all in this shit together, right? So that's why, that's why when you look into the UK, they have it to where you ultimately, I think you'll see actually a clip of it maybe, to where you got to have that biometric shit to buy food, man. You won't be able to use cash or card in the UK to buy food anymore. Okay, which you'll see it flash up on the right hand side of the screen. Okay, so let me rewind it back a little bit.
Company wants you to keep it under your skin.
All right, so let's explain here. Wallet More is selling microchips implanted in your hand as an alternate payment. Could this be the future? Maybe.
The The overseas company Wallet More is selling the microchip in parts of Europe. It's about the size of a grain of rice, goes under the skin. It's then activated using a digital wallet app.
And it'll be implanted, Julia, into your hand.
I don't know. I feel kind of creepy about this. I mean, they can track everything we do anyway, right?
Sure, yeah. I don't know. I ain't interested in it. Keep it away from me.
I just want to know how it affects your body.
Yeah, it can't be good. It can't be good to put some electronic device in your body and keep it there.
Scriptures tell you, man, what's gonna happen if you take it too, right? Scriptures tell you that, okay? Yeah, it won't affect your body in a good way. It will be a negative thing. Let me see if I can find this. It might be Revelations 15th chapter. Okay. Bear with me one moment. I want to find this, man, because yes, no, it will not affect your body in a positive way. Okay. Yeah, Revelation chapter 16, verse 2. It says, and the first went out and poured out his vial. Okay, let me start at the top. It says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And these are the vials that are to be released during these times of trouble, man. In these apocalyptic times, in times of chaos, okay, in straight catastrophe, these are these vials being poured out, man. And this is what's about to happen, okay? This is what's about to happen, man. It says, and the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark, all right, and upon them which worshipped his image. You see that? So there is going to be a noisome and grievous sore, man, that is going to befall those who take the 1928. Okay, to answer their question, no, man, there will not be anything good that comes from this shit. Okay? All right?
I want to know how it affects your body.
Yeah, it can't be good. It can't be good to put some electronic device in your body and keep it there. Ooh-wee. Good luck with that.
Once the implant goes in, there are no refunds. Right now, chips are not sold in the U.S. Crazy.
Not yet. Because most I always say is Babylon the Great for last, man. But understand what's happening in Iran, okay? The first video we played, what's happening in Europe, okay? What's happening in the UK, all right? All of those things, man. Sweden, okay? All of those things are coming to a city near you, man. If you live in America, man, best believe this shit is coming to America. Okay, this is just this place will be utterly destroyed, all right? And this is like the most wicked, okay, kingdom. Okay, so the Most High always says he's saving the best for last. Okay, he's saving the best for last, man. He's destroying this place from the inside out. Okay, he's destroying it from the inside out, man. But best believe we're not far behind Iran and Europe, okay, or the UK. Okay, we're not far behind the shit that's going on in these different countries, man. You got to understand that. Okay, why? Because it's a global thing. Okay.
Easy.
How convenient would be to pay at the cash register by simply showing your face or scanning a fingerprint? Well, this is now a reality in Sao Paulo, Brazil. MasterCard has launched a pilot program at 5 grocery.
Okay, so Brazil. You see all these nations, man? Brazil has that biometric software, all right, that they're putting into place. Okay, let me rewind it, man. You're scanning your face or using a fingerprint. That's that biometric software, man. It involves your body, okay?
To pay at the cash register by simply showing your face or scanning a fingerprint. Well, this is now a reality in Sao Paulo, Brazil. MasterCard has launched a pilot program at 5 grocery stores in the South American city where customers can authenticate their identity using their biometric information. To pay at the checkout, customers simply look at the terminal, which scans their face using facial recognition software, or place their finger on the fingerprint scanner. No PIN, no tap and go, just a smile or a wave of the hand. Customers will need to upload a photograph of their face or a scan of their fingerprint and link that to their MasterCard account. The pilot program is an attempt by MasterCard to break into the contactless biometrics market, which is expected to be worth about $18 billion by 2026. The scheme has raised concerns over customer privacy and how the data is collected and stored. MasterCard say the system's secure. Would you do it? I'm not so sure.
All right, yeah, man. Like I mentioned earlier, you see on the right here, okay, The UK tells shoppers they won't be able to pay with card or cash, right? Why? Because of the contactless, all right, the contactless payment system that these nations are switching to. He just said, which he just said in the video, okay? So yeah, man, this is a global thing, okay? We're here, okay? We're here, man. This is really great news, you know? It's really great news, man, but also, you know, you gotta remain circumspect because shit's about to get real out here, okay? We have to, you know, live, you know, off the grid because we're not gonna be able to participate in society real soon, man. Like you see what Iran, the UK, and all these different nations, man, we're not gonna be able to participate real soon. You got brothers and sisters that are in those different nations, okay? You see that?
Privacy and how the data is collected and stored. MasterCard say the system's secure. Would you do it? I'm not so sure.
Starting today, you can pay for your groceries at a local store with the palm of your hand.
That's interesting.
Yes.
The Whole Foods store on Arbor Trails is introducing Amazon One.
Move over Apple Pay. Amazon is trying to muscle its way into your digital wallet.
Amazon is ramping up its contactless payment system nationwide that works by scanning the palm of your hand right there.
And you have to scan both of your palms like the guy is doing right there, put in your phone number, then when you go back to the store in future visits, you just need to hover over it.
That's right, and you don't need to have your card at all. Whole Foods plans to add Amazon One to its stores at the Domain and other parts of Austin, Bee Cave, and Cedar Park. What do you guys think? The future is here.
The future is here, man. All right, and with that, we give all praise unto Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Shalom to the next one.